Gotta love a good comeback. Summer's in full swing here in New England, and the Power Motoryacht team is doing what we do best, getting back on the water and reporting on new boats, like the Hunt 63 you see behind me. I have to be honest, these past few months, they feel like one big blur of video conferences and supermarket adventures, of day after day melting into one another. During uncertain times, I want to recognize my colleagues who work diligently as ever to create industry-leading new boat content and one-of-a-kind stories while quarantining. It's not a challenge anyone wanted, but I think we rose to. Getting back on the water while continuing to social distance and protect ourselves and those we come into contact with reminds me a bit of a scene from The Wizard of Oz, where Dorothy lands in Oz and everything snaps to color. We're suddenly back in a vibrant world where everything feels vaguely familiar, yet at the same time completely foreign. Now that's not a complaint. I'm thankful to get back on the water in any capacity and enjoying the escape that boating offers us all. I'm thankful that in a world so divided, I can return to a place where everyone still waves at each other and looks out for each other. It's like returning home after a semester away at school. That feeling of reuniting with your passion or an old friend is the feeling I hope you get from our summer issue, which has just gone to press. In that issue, we address the months in our wake. We feature a story by Ben and Laura Stein about what it's like to ride out a pandemic while aboard a boat with their two daughters. It was a story that reminded me that cabin fever is really just a matter of perspective. And speaking of perspective, when plans to cruise the new Outback 50 to the Bahamas fell through, Chris Caswell summoned his imagination to bring this exciting new model to life. In our perennially popular Boatyard section, contributor Mike Smith channels his inner sailor and offers advice on how to turn your boat into a passage maker. We also highlight the builders and manufacturers throughout our industry that stepped up in the darkest of days to provide support to our first responders and medical personnel in a waterfront special report. We also look forward to new adventures, like the return of Mike and Barrett Howarth to the sportfish scene after nearly 14 years after the boat building family sold Cabo. Is Mag Bay poised to become the giant Cabo was? Simon Murray digs into that very question. As you've come to expect, our magazine is your source of new boat reviews, including reports on the MCY 70 Sky Lounge, the Cutwater 32, the Brabus 500 Shadow, the Ferretti 720, and a newcomer to the fold in Saxdor Yachts. In our feature, Family Heirloom, Carly Sisson profiled a one-of-a-kind woman with a storied little ship. Her story reminds us that sometimes slowing things down isn't a bad thing. We also offer plenty of insight into new technology, like Charlie Levine's breakdown of the new Yamaha joystick, which brings better than ever functionality to the single outboard market. And as always, Captain Pike rounds out our issue with some levity and sage advice in his Uncharted Waters column. I'm sorry to say that because of the economic hardships that befallen our industry in the midst of the COVID-19 crisis, we won't be publishing an August issue this year. Instead, that's been rolled into this summer issue. It's important to note that this is not a permanent course deviation, but a short, no-wake zone on our way to better times ahead. Like a kiss, hug, or handshake, the experience of enjoying a magazine can't be replicated digitally. Not really. But we do the next best thing. We can continue to deliver the kinds of stories you've come to expect from us in our digital offerings, through our website, our social channels, and our e-newsletter. And as an added incentive, if you sign up for our newsletter at pnymag.com/contest and follow us on Instagram, you'll be entered to win a Garmin Quad X5 smartwatch. I hope, just like in our magazine, our digital content teaches you, inspires you, makes you reflect, and makes you laugh. I hope it transports you and makes you dream about better days ahead. I've always believed that absence makes the heart grow fonder. And on that note, I think you're really going to enjoy our summer issue. Like a day on the water, I hope it gives you that feeling of escape and reminds you that tough times always pass, and that there's hope on the horizon.